Now, let's take a look at your nonverbal delivery. Nonverbal delivery includes all of the physical elements of your speech delivery that do not involve the sound of your voice. A tremendous portion of the message that people take away from our communication comes from our nonverbal delivery, not from the words that we say. So, our nonverbal delivery must support and enhance our message rather than distracting from or contradicting or inhibiting our audience's ability to focus on our message. So, to start, let's focus on posture and stance. Posture and stance refers to how you are physically positioning your body when you are standing in front of an audience, or when you are sitting in a meeting room or in front of a web camera. During a formal presentation that is given in person, you will likely be standing or sitting in front of your audience at the front of the room. In this situation, if possible, you will want to stand up straight and have a firm stance with your feet roughly hip width apart when you are not moving. When you are ready to begin your speech, try rolling your shoulders up and back as you move to the front of the room to help release muscle tension and to help strengthen up your posture. Move to where you plan to begin your speech and plant your feet or wheel lock your chair before you begin. This helps to project confidence and comfort with the speaking situation, which will help you to feel confident and ready to speak, and allows you to get enough air into your lungs to give strong breath support as you project your voice, and helps prevent you from swaying from side to side. Now, if you slouch or start crossing your feet and sway from one side to the other during your presentation or speech, you might have some trouble supporting your voice and might convey uncertainty, anxiety, and a lack of confidence. And doing this can distract people from your message. When you are delivering a speech via webcam or during a meeting around a conference table, you will probably be sitting instead of standing. But some of the same principles apply. Sit up straight, keep your shoulders back, keep your feet firmly planted on the ground in front of you when you speak. Now, let's take a look at eye contact. Eye contact involves looking directly into the eyes of your audience members as you speak. Now, eye contact can help you to connect with your audience, keep their attention, and show that you care whether or not they are understanding your message. As you speak, try to make eye contact with each member of the audience, holding each person's eye contact for a phrase before moving on to another in another area of the room. Your goal with eye contact should be to connect with each person at least once, and perhaps even multiple times if the length of your presentation and the size of your audience allow you to do so. Avoid scanning the room, looking at the back wall, reading directly from your notes, or staring at your presentation aids as you speak. All of these behaviors detract from your ability to connect with your audience. When you are speaking in an online context, you will need to think about how to give the impression of eye contact so that your audience still feels like you are connecting with them. If you are recording a presentation that will be uploaded instead of speaking to a live audience, look directly into the camera as you speak. If you are speaking to a live audience via video conference, such as Zoom, WebEx, Blackboard, etc., there are plenty. Make sure to position the view of your audience members near your webcam so that you are still approximating eye contact when you are watching your audience for feedback while you speak. Make a point of looking directly into the camera occasionally, especially when making an important statement or declaration. Now, keep in mind that eye contact expectations will differ across cultural contexts. Now, it's your job to be sure to consider your eye contact expectations and expectations of your audiences when presenting. Now, let's take a look at facial expressions. Facial expressions include all of the ways that you express emotions and engage through the movement of your face. Whether you're smiling, cringing, grimacing, frowning, smirking, raising your eyebrows, whatever it may be. conveys a lot of information about the emotions you are experiencing and how much you seem to care about your topic and audience as you speak. When giving a speech, you should use facial expressions to help convey your enthusiasm and passion for your topic. You should also consider when to intentionally use facial expressions that will help to reinforce the emotions associated with the topic you are discussing. Now, for example, if you're talking about lives lost in an avoidable accident, it would be appropriate for your facial expressions to convey sadness or anger. Similarly, if you are talking about an exciting opportunity to become an intern at a local nonprofit, it would be appropriate for your face to convey enthusiasm and joy in your attempt to show your passion for the topic. When you are delivering a speech online, your facial expressions become even more important because your audience will be viewing your facial expressions in a close-up image throughout your entire presentation. Now, let's take a look at gestures and movement. Gestures are movements of your hands and arms combined with occasional intentional movement through the space can help to enhance your message and add emphasis to important points. For example, when you preview your main points at the end of your introduction, you might move your arm to refer to the left, middle, and right side of the room, and then take a few steps between points to deliver each point from a slightly different part of the stage to reflect those movements. When you talk about something rising, you might bring your hand upward, and you might use a broad sweep or pounding movement to add emphasis. Using large gestures and movements at carefully selected moments can help you to command the attention of the room and reinforce your message. Gestures are like a good hot sauce. A little can go a long way. Now, be sure not to use so much movement and so many hand gestures that it distracts from your message. Pacing around the room, repetitive gestures, and misguided gestures can make you seem nervous or uncertain about what you want to say. Over gesturing and excessive movements can also distract your audience and lead them to think more about how you are moving than what you are saying. When you're speaking in an online environment, you will have very limited opportunities to use gestures and movements, particularly if the camera is recording you from shoulders up. So you will need to rely more heavily on facial expressions to add emphasis to important parts of your speech. Next, let's take a look at attire and grooming. Now, the final element of nonverbal delivery is attire and grooming. Your clothing, accessories, facial hair, shoes, and all aspects of your appearance make an important impression on the audience. As a general rule, you should look like you took care of your appearance and that you will want to be taken seriously while you talk about an important topic. There will be different expectations in different contexts. The situation, culture, and audience will all help determine what will be seen as appropriate attire in any given situation. When in doubt, dress in something that makes you feel comfortable and confident, and that is just a little more formal than what your audience is likely to be wearing. Wear an outfit that represents you and how you want to be seen by the audience. As was previously mentioned, your outfit does not have to be expensive to be professional. Dress in a way that is comfortable for you, to move in and that makes you feel good. It's all about confidence. And when giving a presentation, you want your focus to be on your audience and your message, not your clothing choices. So what happens if you cannot control all of these parts of nonverbal delivery? I mean, maybe you are required to wear a mask in class to help stop the spread of an airborne virus. Maybe you wear a face covering as part of your religious or cultural traditions. Perhaps you have an injury or disability that makes gestures and movement impossible, or that makes it hard to control eye contact, facial expressions, and others. Now, implement the elements of nonverbal delivery that you can control. Focus on other elements of nonverbal and nonverbal delivery to enhance your message. For example, if you need to wear a mask that hides your facial expressions, focus even more on gestures, projecting your voice, and using pace, pitch, tone, and pauses to convey energy and enthusiasm to command the attention of the room. Make adjustments to your presentation that you know you can execute well and confidently.